Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Trey, back with another food stamp related video. This one here won't have as many clips as my previous ones. I think this one only has 5 clips, but four of these 5 clips are more than 2 minutes long each. But yeah, we still talking about food stamps, and we're gonna hit on one big recent one about some fraud that worth millions. Yeah, that one. So yeah, before we get into it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment, tell me what you think about this series now, because it's officially a series, and share with anybody who like videos like these. And also, I am taking video requests. If you got any clips, any videos, reels, any articles you want to share to me, please pass it along to my email. I'll have it in the description below, or hit up any of my socials with the link. So, but without further ado, let's get into this. You see here, see something about USDA fraud. So we can go ahead and get started.
Police charged a U.S. Department of Agriculture employee and 5 others in a fraud and bribery scheme that prosecutors say defrauded the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, also known as food stamps, of 60.
I'm sorry, but she looked kind of evil with that look right there. She looked kind of evil. And what compel you to want to look like Rogue from X-Men, if you know who I'm talking about? Anybody who knows a little bit about comic books, why is she trying to look like more like an evil version of Rogue right there? Because you know Rogue, her hair is white and gray stripe in the front. Hers is red. Why? But anyway.
$6 million in unauthorized transactions. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York called it one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Prosecutors said Michael Kehoe, who is of no apparent relation to Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe, led a New York-based network that tricked the government into issuing about 160 electronic benefit transfer, EBT machines, to businesses that were not eligible to have them, including smoke shops and other ineligible businesses. These businesses processed fake or illegal transactions, totaling more than $30 million in EBT activity, which is against federal law. Prosecutors also charged Arlasa Davis, a longtime USDA employee who worked in the division responsible for detecting and stopping SNAP fraud. Authorities accused Davis of using her access to the USDA's internal systems to steal EBT license numbers. They allegedly used these numbers to conduct more than $36 million in fraudulent SNAP transactions. Davis allegedly took photos of handwritten lists of valid license numbers, meant only for qualifying stores, on her personal phone and sent them to her co-conspirators. Those co-conspirators then used the stolen credentials to fraudulently obtain EBT terminals for unapproved businesses, including smoke shops and other retailers not authorized to accept SNAP benefits. In exchange for her role, Davis allegedly received bribes disguised as innocent gifts, such as birthday gifts or flowers, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Statement from U.S. Attorney Michael Kehoe and his co-conspirators misappropriated tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer funds meant to help low-income families put food on the table, U.S. Attorney Perry Carbone said in a statement. This fraud was made possible when USDA employee Arlasa Davis betrayed the public trust by selling confidential government information to the very criminals she was supposed to catch. Their actions undermined a program that vulnerable New Yorkers depend on for basic nutrition. These charges should be a reminder that those who exploit anti-poverty programs for personal gain will be held accountable for their crimes. Michael Kehoe, Mohammed Nawafle, Omar al-Rawashdeh, Gamal Obaid, Ahmad al-Rawashdeh, and Arlasa Davis are all charged with 1 count of conspiracy to steal government funds and misappropriate USDA benefits, 1 count of theft of government funds, 1 count of misappropriation of USDA benefits. If convicted, each faces up to 35 years in prison. In addition, Davis faces 1 count of conspiracy to commit bribery, 1 count of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit honest services, wire fraud. Those additional charges carry up to 40 more years in prison. Nawafle is also charged with 1 count of failure to appear, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison.
Damn. One reason why to not commit fraud, let alone fraud that's related to the government. How stupid you gotta be to commit fraud? I mean, well, take that back. They are pretty smart to fraud the government for 66 million. But there had to be a point. Look, if you're gonna do something like that, of course I'm not condoning it, but if you're gonna do something like that, there's had to be a point where you need to stop so they won't catch you with it. But when you get too greedy, people gonna keep taking as much as keep taking until the government finally catches up to your ass. Whew. I'm surprised racketeering is not thrown in there, because racketeering or some form of money laundering could have been thrown in here to some degree, but I doubt it. But it's kind of close. With that amount, racketeering and money laundering could have been included somewhere. But the main chick, with all her charges, that's 75 years. That's my I just say life. That's about life. Woo, girl, woman, you better plan ahead. You better plan out what you're gonna do when you get in that jail, in that prison system. Whew, everybody else, same thing. But anyway, we're gonna go to the next long clip. I think this next clip is the longest. So let's get to it.
Listen, I'm gonna need y'all to stop with this whole narrative that a person being on food stamps is a bad thing.
Nobody's saying food stamps. Sorry, y'all. Nobody's saying being on food stamps is a bad thing, but you should be only on food stamps temporarily. I say it to a max of maybe a year or two. Not try to evolve your whole life around government assistance, basically. So I already see where this video is going, and this video is 4 minutes long, supposedly.
Have y'all seen the cost of groceries lately? I think the real reason why y'all mad is because y'all don't qualify, and that's okay.
Nobody's mad about we not qualifying. What we are mad about, yes, I know I paused it again. What we mad about is you got people who's living off of this government assistance and don't want to work off of our bill, off of our dime, our tax dollars. Some people don't understand the situation, and I'm already, like I said, I'm already not liking where this video is going.
Hey, it just means that the government feels like you make way too much money. Half of y'all do. Y'all make way too much money. It's not those people's fault that they can't get a decent job, but you can. So be happy with what you got. I'm so sick of this like hate train behind food stamps. It's just crazy. I get food stamps and I work. My husband, he works full time and we get food stamps. There's nothing wrong with food stamps. So I'm gonna need y'all like tone it down a little bit. Why y'all be so mad with the way that people fucking provide for their kids? Y'all want them niggas to starve?
It has nothing to do with that. When you got people that come on here and fronting their lifestyle and they are taking full advantage of the government off the people's tax dollars, how you think people's gonna react? Because they are technically committing fraud. You ain't working and you getting all this money from government assistance, food stamps, and any, like I said, Section 8, and you're not even lifting nothing to get it. Of course, people gonna be a bit mad about that. But I think she's misunderstanding the whole rage about why everybody's talking about it. She's misunderstanding the point. She's misunderstanding the point.
I understand. Y'all want them to starve? And nobody's mad that they're taking away food stamps. People are upset at the fact that the cost of living is high and they want to diminish people's benefits.
That has nothing to do with it. Everybody's affected by cost of living. Everybody, even people who makes money, they get affected too. So don't sit there and try to make it seem like it's going to hurt the poor people the worst. I mean, look, they already poor. How worse can it really get for them? If you got people who are willing to try work their ass off to get what they want, to get where they need to be, they don't have to worry about it. But when you got people that want to sit on their lazy ass 24/7, 365 days a year and did it for 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years, live off of welfare and Section 8 and all that, no. Get off your lazy ass and go to work. I'm sorry, your argument right now ain't good. It is not good. People like this is why you can't really help ignorant people. Some ignorant people do not understand.
It don't have nothing to do with being on welfare. It's easy to get off of welfare. But some people need it. Some people need it.
Oh, if it's easy to get off of welfare, tell that one lady. Tell to some of these women that constantly pop out kids just so they can stay on government assistance and they don't work. Tell it to them.
That's just the bottom line. Y'all really sit up on this app and judge the way people provide for their family. I think it's weird. I think a lot of the hate comes because you guys don't qualify. So
it doesn't have to. I'm getting mad just to respond to this. It has nothing to do with they mad because they can't qualify. It has nothing to do with that. It's like I said, people is using these benefits for dumb reasons. They frauding out the government on the taxpayers' bill. We are the taxpayers at funding that assistance to you. Some people don't seem to understand how the processes work. They don't.
Some of y'all don't qualify, which is cool. Why would you want to be on welfare anyways? A lot of us don't want to be on welfare, but we gotta be. It's the only way. It's the only way to live in New York City. It's the only way to live.
Oh, that explains it.
And yeah,
that explains it.
All these kids, but food stamps don't come with because you have a whole bunch of kids. Y'all need to change that mindset. Because you can have no kids and still be on welfare.
I don't know about that one. Most of the people I know that are on welfare, they have kids. I don't know not a person that is actually single on welfare. I haven't ran into anybody like that ever in my life. Even if they are poor, they dirt poor. I don't know not a single person I've ever met that was on welfare. Even with me knowing their circumstances. That right there, I challenge down a little bit. I don't believe that one.
Like, I'm just confused. I'm so confused. Like, and I really wasn't even going to speak on this shit. I really wasn't.
You was better off not speaking on it because you're showing your ignorance.
But I'm just so tired of seeing the hate train when it comes to people just doing what they got to do, trying to survive. And the funny thing is, it be coming from your own people. The hate be coming from your own people.
I'm sorry, but it's not hate. Trust me. Everybody gets shitted on. Everybody. Doesn't matter what the race is. Everybody gets shitted on. Look, if you not, I already said this already. If you want to stay on government assistance and you're not working, you need to get off your ass and go do some work. Go get a job. It doesn't matter. Especially when you got jobs like McDonald's, Walmart, some of these other places. They, at least in the state of Georgia, their minimum wage in those places is no lower than $12, $13, $14, which is still kind of reasonable compared to when I first started working at 20 years old with minimum wage. I actually felt the minimum wage, which was like $7. That's a lot better compared to then. Okay. But you got all these places still could use people. Create a resume. Go on Indeed. There's always places hiring. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always places hiring. Entry level. Learn a skill. Something. That's one way to get yourself in the door. There are plenty of ways to find a way to get a job. If you got to go through some training, just do it. Just get off your lazy ass.
I know plenty of people that's not even a part of my race that's on welfare. Welfare is very much needed. It doesn't mean that people want to be lazy. And yes, you do got some people that's on welfare that is lazy as fuck. But that's not everybody.
Really?
Welfare was just a means of support.
Really?
That's all it was supposed to be. And for some of us, it does support us. It does support us. Even when we have jobs. Because like I said, my husband has a full-time job. I work part-time. We still get welfare. It doesn't matter. They go by your income and poverty level. And I'm going to be honest, living in New York, everyone is in poverty. White, black, Hispanic, everyone in New York City is poverty. This is the most shittiest place ever. But it is what it is. People got to live. People got to survive. You can't knock people for trying. That's all I got to say about this shit. I don't care. Y'all can feel however y'all want to feel about what I'm saying, but it's the truth. And I really don't really care for much of y'all opinions, to be honest. I really don't. I mean,
look, that's right there. Maybe get out of New York. Go to a state that has a lower cost of living instead of being in New York. That's problem number one. Number two, the cost of living in New York is high compared to most states. Georgia, I think, has a lower cost of living compared to New York. I think Georgia's closer to the average cost of living. I think it might be higher. Please, somebody look that up for me and add it in the comments. But yeah, maybe you just need to get out of New York. That's the first thing. Get out of New York. Go somewhere else where cost of living is a bit better, where your dollar can be stretched a bit more, where what you're earning could be stretched a bit more. So you basically want to keep yourself in that circumstance. Get yourself out of that circumstance and go somewhere new. It doesn't hurt. You can always put in applications for jobs in another state. I just say get from up north. But then again, we know some New Yorkers don't like come to the South, so, or anywhere else. So that's all I can say. That's all I say. Let's go to the next clip.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, how a lot of these benefits are going away, like Section 8 food stamps and stuff like that. And he was telling me how his sister has just kind of been up in an uproar because pretty much all of her benefits are being cut in the next 30 to 60 days. And I remember he started telling me about how it's going to impact her and how she's been kind of freaking out and all this and that. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I would have never thought that she was even on government assistance. And the reason why I wouldn't have thought that she was on government assistance is because this girl buys luxury bags. I be seeing her on social media. She always is out the country. She sells hair. She has a business. She's a business owner.
Oh, somebody's committing fraud. I know when it comes to owning a business, I know it's a little harder to get them in trouble with that because most time, at least with businesses, you don't report your income until when it comes to income taxes. Unless you got one of those businesses that don't do that. One of those under the table ones. Where it's harder. So if she got a business, all it takes is maybe one or two people to expose that, to report her, and she could definitely get in trouble for that even further. But since he's saying she's losing her benefits, well, I don't know why she's panicking for.
This girl wears diamonds, buys Dior, Christian Dior, but you looking at this girl, you would have never thought. I think she drives a BMW, a nice one. So when he's telling me how she's panicking about how her benefits are about to be cut off in 60 days, I remember I asked him, I'm like, so wait, you telling me she gets food stamps? She's on Section 8. And it was another benefit too. It was 3 of them. And she's been getting these benefits since I've known you. He was like, since before I met you. I said, oh, she's going to jail.
Yeah, she's definitely committed full-blown fraud. And it's unfortunate. I hate to see our sisters committing fraud just to live a better lifestyle. Eventually, we'll catch up to you. Eventually. But it's not just limited to our sisters. You got plenty more. You got people of all races committing fraud, and everybody do it their own way. But unfortunately for our sisters kind of do it more flashy, showing off what they got, and that eventually catches up to them. But anyway, we're gonna go to the next clip. I think this next clip's like 3 minutes long, so yeah.
There is such thing called generational wealth, being on the welfare system. I'm talking about food stamp. I'm talking about the Section 8 vouchers. I'm talking about cash aid. These people know how to play the system, and the system allows it to happen. Now, just listen to one brother when he's talking about he is purchasing these food stamps from these people, and he is coming up, okay, in the world because of it.
Yes, I make over $100,000 a month, and I can show you receipts. And my chain, 100 bands. My watch, 60. Yes, I go anywhere on this motherfucking planet, anytime I want. And yes, I still swipe a motherfucking food stamp card at Kroger and Walmart for my motherfucking
This is legit. It is absolutely true. 100% what he's saying.
Right? We were fucked up growing up. So if I can still have my food stamp plug that I pay $200 and she give me $400 in food stamps, yes, I'm going to use it, stupid motherfucker. I don't give a fuck how much money I make. I don't
so
give a
much
fuck
cussing.
Nobody think. I walk in that bitch every time, $100,000 chain on. I like your chain, sir. I like your watch. Yup, and swipe a motherfucking EBT on their stupid ass. I'm doing it every single time. I still tell my BM, like, listen, go get food stamps. Go to all the government assistance. I don't give a fuck. Run that shit up, nigga. Don't let nobody judge you out your motherfucking road while they trying to live this lifestyle that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if you can afford it or not. I still need to get my $400 a month for my food stamp plug. I'ma still pay half price and double the fuck up.
Exactly.
Because I'm a young nigga and I come from a rough background. I ain't come on this motherfucking social media platform to play with y'all. None of that bullshit. None of that bullshit.
I wholeheartedly believe every single thing that this guy is saying.
Before we get to her, that why you basically exposing yourself while doing that? Why are you exposing yourself? You just paint yourself as a target by the government, and whoever you associate with that actually have the food stamps, they're gonna dig into it, and because you can get in trouble for that, for purchasing food stamps from another person, and they get in trouble for even selling it to you, because it's not made for that. and you making 100,000 a month, bro. You don't even need the food stamps. You making 100,000 a month. What? I swear. Some people are stupid. You don't even need the food EBT to get by.
Because I promise you, if I take you to the Central Valley right now and show you an apartment complex filled with Section 8 recipients, every single one of them own a luxury car, better than my car, who my husband works his ass off to buy me. But let me tell you, they know how to work the system. And this is why things have to be done. The Trump administration is cutting these food stamp recipients or the Section 8 house recipients because we obviously know the system is broken and something needs to change. And we have to start from the very top, not allowing it to continue. They have used and abused the system for far too long, and it has to stop.
It does have to stop. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm still stuck on the dude. Man, if he's making 100,000 a month, why in the hell you need to go buy food stamp for another person just because you don't want to pay your food, buy your food regularly? Come on, man. You're just putting yourself on blast to the government of fraud and what is that? It's another crime for that, for selling your food stamps. I forgot what crime that is. That's not fraud, but it is a crime when you're selling your food stamps. They're gonna if they ever investigate him, they're gonna investigate him and investigate who he goes to. They can always subpoena the phone records and all that, figure out where he's going. And I'm like, they can do a full-blown investigation on that. That is stupid. You should never put your face on there, even if it's supposed to be satire. But I don't think that's satire. Some people, man, are stupid idiots. You don't broadcast what you do. Keep it to yourself. Things like that should be kept to yourself and not be on TikTok or social media. You are your own downfall, but for exposing yourself. But anyway, we're gonna go to the very last clip, and this clip is made to be a bit more funny. And I think this clip is supposed to be satire.
My girlfriend food stamps just got cut. I can't go get them little daddy snacks I once used to get. I can't go get them beef patties I once loved. I can't get the push pops. She got the nerve to tell me that the little money that she get now is for her kids. Food for her kids. I'm like, tell them about them. I mean, I know I'm not your baby daddy and all, but you need to feed me too. Oh, she also had the audacity to tell me that they cut our housing too. That I'm gonna have to find somewhere to stay. So I can't live there rent free no more, little to nothing. Man, the government owe me. I need to be able to stay somewhere for free. Taxpayers owe me. Don't you know that is what my friend told me about him and his girlfriend? Ain't he got some audacity to try to live off the government for free?
You made this far. Two of these clips that one clip with the one chick, she pissed me off. That one pissed me off. Yeah, I could probably see it in my face and how I responded to her and kept pausing like every 10 seconds. But anyway, this is it here with just 5 clips. Like I said, the last one was more satire. But yeah, made it serious. I do got another one coming. Probably like 4 or 5 days after this one get released, because I do got the clips for them already. But anyway, also, if you got anything you want me to cover, any clips, articles, any reels or other videos, please send me the link. Either hit me up by email or hit my social media accounts. But anyway, that's it for me, for real. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment about this, any of these clips, particularly that one with the girl talking about rage baiting on or hating on people with food stamps, especially that one. But anyway, I catch you on the flip side. Y'all have a good one, and peace.